There was no independent journalism or independent investigation conducted. Guardian came to know through sources. You know why the Guardian did this, ladies and gentlemen? Because in a media house, there's one thing that I wonder: why did the Pakistanis not go to the International Court of Justice? When it comes to Kashmir, every second day, some random Pakistani is at the UN screaming his lungs out. Why would India endanger the kind of goodwill that it has in the world, that kind of solid diplomatic clout? And this is what the Guardian says, that after Pulwama, India, so when they say India, they mean Prime Minister Modi and his government decided, it's easy for Pakistan to say that India is getting all these people killed, because this is exactly the kind of conspiracy theory. Jain friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you watching the latest news of the day. The Guardian is a popular and well-known news platform in the UK. And the Guardian printed a story very recently saying that India is responsible for the death of terrorists inside Pakistan. India is responsible for targeted killing of Pakistani citizens who were involved in the so-called jihad in Kashmir, and a few Khalistanis, of course. Now, how did the Guardian come to know? Through Pakistani sources. So there was no independent journalism or independent investigation conducted. Guardian came to know through sources that, hey, this is what it is going to be, and we are doing this. We are going ahead with the story. You know why the Guardian did this, ladies and gentlemen? Because in a media house, the final arbiter or the final decision maker is the editor-in-chief. And if he's convinced that he should go ahead with the story, the editor-in-chief is the final boss. There is nobody above the editor-in-chief in a media organization. And this is exactly what the Guardian did. But, there's one thing that I wonder: why did the Pakistanis not go to the International Court of Justice? Why did the Pakistanis not go to the United Nations? I mean, when it comes to Kashmir, every second day, some random Pakistani is at the UN screaming his lungs out or her lungs out for Kashmir. It is always Kashmir this and Kashmir that and Kashmir them and Kashmir us. But in this case, a serious case in which they have given a list of more than 20 Pakistani citizens killed, supposedly by the Research and Analysis Wing, India's external intelligence agency. Now, how is that even possible? I don't understand how this is possible, and this entire thing defies imagination. India, their diplomatic clout is on the rise. Today, every country, whether it's the United States of America, Russia, China, everybody recognizes that India's diplomatic clout is taking off at 90 degrees. Why would India endanger the kind of goodwill that it has in the world, that kind of solid diplomatic clout? Why would India endanger that by killing a few random people inside Pakistan? What purpose will it serve? I don't understand. So many of those people, we have never even heard of them. Why? So the explainer is this, and this is what the Guardian says, that after Pulwama, India, so when they say India, they mean Prime Minister Modi and his government decided that enough is enough, and we are going to go after these terrorists wherever they are in the style of Mossad or the KGB. So we'll find out who's trying to harm India's interests, who's trying to kill Indians, and we'll go after them. Now, like a typical Hollywood movie in which a CIA assassin goes and starts killing people, or a Mossad assassin goes and starts killing people. But that is not India's policy, and Dr. S. Jaishankar has made it plain that this is not our policy. We don't know who's killing those people. And we don't care who's killing those people. It's none of our business. And forget about those 20 people for a minute. Forget about those 20 people. I'll come back to them. Does Pakistan mean to say that apart from those 20 deaths, Pakistan is actually a peaceful place? Every second day there are explosions in Pakistan. Every second day there are terrorist attacks. Every second day there are suicide attacks in Pakistan. Every second day some explosive in some masjid is going off, killing people. People are at each other's throat. Pakistan is a crazy place. And nobody in his right mind will call Pakistan a sane place. It's easy for Pakistan to say that India is getting all these people killed, because this is exactly the kind of conspiracy theory. Exactly the kind of conspiracy theory that the Pakistanis have been brought upon. It is a steady diet. It's a steady diet. Pakistanis will simply say that, hey, this British newspaper said that India is killing these people. This British newspaper. And suddenly, because it's Britain and it's a largely white country, that gives it credibility in the minds of the Pakistanis. And then they start, this entire thing is not for the global audience. It's for the domestic audience. It is for local Pakistanis. Now, 99% of the Pakistanis don't understand English, and in Pakistan there is no English news channel. There is no English news channel in Pakistan. But the fact of the matter is that, then you can spin this. That Guardian ne bola, Guardian newspaper has said this, and this is the British newspaper. It's an English newspaper, hence, therefore credibility, and therefore the Guardian says that India does it. And isn't this what we have been saying all along? But the fact of the matter is, even the Guardian says that they have been told this by Pakistani sources. So Pakistan feeds the story to the Guardian, which the Guardian plays. And do you know why? Why the Pakistanis were smart enough not to take this story to the International Court of Justice? Had I been a Pakistani, heaven help and heaven forbid, I'm not a Pakistani, but just to give an example, if I was there in Pakistan's shoes, what I would have done is I would have taken this to town. In Islamabad, I would have called all the high commissioners and all the ambassadors. I would have called all the defense attaches. Massive function, and given each and every single one of them this folder and say that, hey, it is India that is responsible and here is proof. I would have sent the foreign minister of Pakistan with all the proof to the United Nations. He would be seeking appointments with the heads of state. I would not have let the Pakistani foreign minister come back home. I would have said, for the next 1 year, stay abroad. Go and convince the world that this is what India is doing. But did Pakistan do that? No. Pakistan gave it to the Guardian. Because to give it to a media house, you don't require the kind of proof that otherwise you would need to prove your case in court. So Pakistan said, hey, this is a fantastic ad. Let's just give it to a media house because they'll print it anyway, and then we will spin it. This is a spin. This is nothing more, ladies and gentlemen, than a spin, and Pakistan is spinning the story for a largely domestic audience. And they're doing it because nobody abroad will believe it. Like the case of Kulbhushan Jadhav. They said he's a spy. The army said he's a spy. I'm talking about the Pakistan army. And they sentenced him to death. India went to the International Court of Justice. The International Court of Justice said, you can't hang this man. There is no proof. But the Pakistanis said, we have proof. What is your proof? Oh, we have a confession from him. And the judges there looked at the Pakistanis as if they were stupid. And said, what do you mean you have a confession? You can beat a confession out of anybody. Bring a man into a room, give me a stick, and I can beat a confession out of anybody. Anybody can. You can do the same. How does it matter? How is a confessional statement? How does it work in court? It does not. But Pakistani courts are different. They believe that a confessional statement works. It works nowhere else in the world. Not in the civilized world anyway. Unless you're talking about a banana, country somewhere which does not have rule of law, which Pakistan very closely resembles. Now, the thing here is this. You have Pakistan saying that India has done this, right? You're saying India has done this. India is responsible for the death of these many Pakistanis. India has just told the Guardian that, listen, these are all made up stories here. This is not true. And at least I would expect a media house of Guardian stature to get in touch with somebody from India and take their point of view. They're saying, no, Pakistani investigators have told us. Apparently, Pakistani investigators have told them, they got very excited, they printed the story, saying that India has killed nobody. India is the land of Mahatma Gandhi, India is the land of Gautam Buddha. We don't do that. Yes, Pakistan did the Pulwama terror attack. And they congratulated each other in the Pakistani parliament. What did India do? India launched the Balakot airstrikes. Our Air Force struck down Jaish-e-Mohammed camps in Balakot, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. That is what we did. India does not have a policy of sending in killers to other countries to take down targets. If you want to take down targets, it is a formal military operation. There is nothing underhand in this. That's all I wanted to share with you, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever social media says, well, that's a separate case. I mean, India is a free country. People say what they want to say. But India does not have that kind of policy to send killers abroad. We don't have that kind of policy. You like it or not, that is the truth. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video. And if you like this video, press the like button. I'll catch you again on Monday with another fresh video. Till then, Jai Hind.